This program is sponsored by Dave Stahl.
Air on. Power on.
It's time to take your place on the starting grid and get ready for Racer Radio. Your host, Dave Stahl, about to take you for a white-knuckled lap around the motorsports industry, covering everything from top-notch national drivers and crew chiefs right down to your local kid racers and racetracks. Watch for the apex, because here comes Racer Radio with Dave Stahl.
All right, folks, welcome to Racer Radio, FM 96.1, AM 1170. She's not here to say the answer. Why? Because it's her birthday. So she thinks she's going to go out and play with horses, but that would be Brittany, the racing school teacher, so she wasn't able to come in today, but I'm glad she's having a wonderful, wonderful birthday. She's out with family, horses, and good food, but she didn't leave us hanging. All right, well, Brittany did set us up with a interview, and Steve Kerchner's on the line. He's from, or runs the District 38. Hey, Steve, how you doing?
Oh, pretty good. Well, I don't run it. I'm just a racer.
Well, that's what I meant when I said run it, not run it, but you actually run it with a race car.
Quad.
Oh, so you run the quads. Didn't we have you on or in studio a while back, and weren't you and I guess your wife buying a place in Alpine?
Yes, and we've got it, and we're very happy up here.
Oh, well, I haven't seen any quads go screaming up and down North Victoria, so I didn't know if you'd moved in or not yet.
Oh, that's because we're all over here on East Victoria.
Well, you got to get around. I mean, it's like a big – you haven't been up and down that road, dude. It's like a racetrack. I mean, it's a complete – it'd be a great rally road. You know what I'm saying? With all the dips and the ups and downs.
I think I might have heard you once or twice out here.
No, you'd never hear me. I'm innocent. So are you able to race in California, or do you have to go out of state like just about everybody else?
No, we are racing again. Last year, the first half of the season was postponed. We got going again around October, and with the situation the way it is, racing's no different. Things, we've been struggling to get things back together, and our entries have kind of suffered, but we're getting things going again.
Well, the type of racing you guys do, I mean, it's not like anybody gets in the stands and watches the race. I mean, you're more of a, I mean, maybe not long distance, but your laps are rather long, so it really doesn't affect fans. In fact, you guys don't even really demand the fans as much as some other forms of motorsports.
Yeah, being out in the desert, you'd think that we'd be free of any type of regulations or mitigation, but we do have some rules we've got to follow. We have to wear masks, social distance. The pits are regulated. We're on federal land, so they're keeping an eye on us. But we do have things are picking up again. We've always got to do a lot of recruiting. That's kind of why I was calling in.
Oh yeah, recruiting for what?
Well, every year we get new racers, and we other guys retire, and so we always want to make people aware that we're out there, because it's not something that's in the public eye so much. We're out there in the desert, and it's we're not on TV. We don't have a big platform. So like times like this where I get to get on the radio is pretty big for us.
Well, why don't you tell us about District 38? What type of racing, and how do people get involved?
Well, it's desert racing. It's a lot like Baja or Best in the Desert, but it's not quite that level. Our races are usually only 100 miles. The lap is usually 20, 25 miles, so we do 4 or 5 laps. We have motorcycles, quads, and side-by-sides. Side-by-sides are just kind of new the last few years, but it's growing like wildfire. It doesn't cost a lot like Baja. You're doing that costs thousands of dollars. This is a $50 entry fee, $30, $40 to join the district. You have to be an AMA member, but it's just a blast. It's anybody that's got any experience out in the desert riding pretty much anybody with some time on a bike or quad can do it. Our courses are marked. It's a real family environment, like most racing. Lots of support, lots of help. It's a great time. It's an adventure, like any type of racing.
Sure. Well, anytime you can race, I mean, I don't care if it's a go-kart, a quad, side-by-side, a motorcycle, it all has the thrills and the excitement. So since you're kind of doing a recruitment, do you guys ever do any like a weekend open house just to have new people come out and try different vehicles and maybe get a little training on site?
We've never done anything like that before, but that is an excellent idea.
Wouldn't that be a good idea?
Sorry, go ahead.
No, I was just going to say, I mean, all you got to do is find yourself a little area where you guys normally run and, like an invitation, maybe not invitation, but open it up and have people register. And, and if you had 2 or 3 different types of vehicles there that they could try out, and even maybe even provide them with gear. There's plenty of rental companies that'll, have them help sponsor it to have different vehicles out there. Because I find, and I do this a lot here in town, like if I try to help Verona Speedway, I just go to the TV station and I put reporters in race cars. And they just don't stop talking. And that's what you're looking for is word of mouth, people getting the word out. So, you might want to think about putting something together and I'm happy to, have you to come to KUSI first, let everybody know, let's say in 2 weeks you're going to be at such and such a place. And then here's a website and an email, sign up. And if that I'm sure that will make a big difference because a lot of these, when you go out to the desert, there's a million side-by-sides, a million quads, and a million motorcycles. So if just 10% of those guys and girls came out to your event, you guys would be set.
That is really an excellent idea. It's actually got my mind really, really. We something like a parade lap even around the marked course, so people could see what they're getting into. That would be. I'm going to run this by the president of the district, and maybe we can get something going like that. Because I think that would make a lot of people more comfortable.
Sure.
That's really an excellent idea.
And I'm happy if you want me to sit in on the meeting and talk about the media side of it and getting the word out, getting people in these vehicles. Because most of the time the reason they don't race is because, 1, they don't know how, and number 2, they think it's too expensive. And then there's that fear factor. Well, if you take them in and kind of take them by hand and take them on a slow lap or, one lap, and then maybe a little bit faster and then give them tips on what to do, what not to do. Yeah. And then you'd be giving back, and who knows, you might even be able to get a grant or 2. You never know, stranger things.
Yeah. And these side-by-sides, most of them are really, they're race ready.
Yeah.
It's just a matter of getting the safety equipment, some window nets, a light bar, some fire suits, stuff like that, and you're ready to go. The suspension on these things are amazing.
Yeah.
They're basically little Baja race vehicles.
Yep.
That, out of the box,
yep.
They're pretty indestructible. So, and like you said, there are so many of them out there now, thousands and thousands of them. And I guarantee there's some drivers out there with some talent that could really, give us a run for our money out there that don't know about it.
And that's fine. You're ready for that. I'll take a Can-Am Maverick Turbo, please. Thank you very much. A little too-seater.
Yeah. I'm a Yamaha guy, so I want the YXZ.
Yeah, there's a story behind that car, too. All right, buddy. Hey, well, thanks a million for calling in. Talk to the president. You got my email. Let's get together and put together something for TV. I'm working on March, and we'll see if we can make something happen for you. And then also we'll throw some radio at you just to help. But that way when you're talking to people, I'd get sponsorships for your event as well and let them know, hey, sponsor us, and we'll get you on radio and TV. I'm here for you, buddy.
All right. Thanks, man. I appreciate this opportunity.
All right. Well, go think about it.
All right.